Yo, what is up, everybody? We are talking about Gate 12 today. All about caution, gate of caution, standstill, taking stock, and hindrance. You see a bunch of wetness around me. That's because it has been storming here in Fort Lauderdale for the past week, and it's going to be storming for the next week. If you can tell, the park is a little flooded, but we out here. So, Gate 12, caution, taking stock. Astrology of this gate is Gemini, and in tarot, this is the Hangman. In the I Ching, this is standstill and caution. And the energy of this gate or this week is all about being at a standstill, feel your feelings, and using caution when expression arises or the feeling of expression arises. This is located in the throat center, reaching down towards the solar plex. And this energy is going to be with us June 13th through June 18th. Definitely been feeling this energy. Even before the week started, Gate 12 was in another planet. So I was feeling this energy even a few days before the start of this week. And in essence, this energy is about discretion and our unique individualized expression, and discretion as in letting or knowing when to release that expression and when not to. And this gate encourages us to feel our emotions deeply and to use caution when expressing them. And we want to emphasize the importance of being in the right mood and speaking at the right time to make sure that what we are expressing is going to be received, or how it's going to be expressed is how we desire it. Things we want to reflect on and meditate on this week is reflecting on our unique creative self and how we can express our emotions, and meditate on the balance between feeling and expressing our emotions and the impact our words, our emotions have on others, and also consider how stillness and creative expression can lead us to a greater self-understanding and transformation. So I've been working on looking for projects to jump into, to get involved with. Past couple of weeks, I've been assessing my skills, and so I was out on the hunt looking for projects and saw some, submitted resumes, submitted proposals for a few projects, but I was really feeling this energy of like not doing much or feeling like a hindrance. I thought it was just resistance at first, and I don't know if it's all resistance. Maybe some of it is to the type of projects I was applying to or looking for to get involved with. And this was on Wednesday. I just kind of decided to stop for the day, take a break. Because I've been doing it probably for a couple weeks straight, pretty much every day, looking at different projects. And even my wife mentioned, like, you should probably take a break. You don't have to look for a job every day. You don't have to look for projects every day. So took a break on Wednesday of this week, which was the day before this energy started. But as I mentioned, this energy was in another planet. I forget which planet, earlier this week, last weekend. So this energy has been with us, and I have found some benefit for being at a standstill. And a lot of times we've been conditioned that we have to go out and make it happen, or in in my case, I've even had a family member saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be out here doing that," and that is going to find a traditional 9 to 5. And I'm like, I don't think they understand that we run our own business. But at this time, it is a moment for me to take a standstill and really take stock of where I'm at. I've already been taking stock of all my skills and where I could maybe apply those skills a little bit differently. But again, I have to have to make sure that what I'm expressing is what I want to express. So then I expressed the things that I was feeling to this family member because it was kind of like, what's the point? This person is probably not going to get it, and why would they? They're living their own life. And so I've been going into stillness of my own, and I've actually been able to create some magic in the past couple of days, just just being in that stillness and meditating on a greater understanding of myself, who I want to help, and really like what are my goals. I don't have concrete goals written down probably in the last 5 or 6 years. So I really had to go back and look at, okay, are the things I wrote down 5 or 6 years ago really the goals and the vision that I have for now? And the answer in short is no. Like even on a basic level, when I created my previous goals, I didn't have a son. I wasn't living in Fort Lauderdale, and I had a different vision of what I wanted my life to look like. So coming to a standstill and assessing my vision and my goals, or at least starting to, has definitely been a big help this week. And sitting at a standstill it also helped me to receive this week as well, which I'll talk a little bit more about as I go through the video. So in shadow and enlightenment for gate 12, when we're in shadow, there's a tendency to be impulsive, to speak impulsively, and to use our words as weapons. As I mentioned, I could have easily used my words as weapons earlier this week. And enlightenment comes from mastering our words, mastering our expression, and doing it with empathy and transforming our emotions to into creative outputs, because that's really what our emotions are trying to tell us to do, is to be creative, and they want to get out, and our emotions coming from our solar plex want to get out through the throat. So but at times it can be difficult for that expression to happen. So in human design, this is located in the throat chakra, and the throat chakra influences how we communicate, our creative expressions, and it reaches down to the solar plex, which adds an emotional charge to how we're expressing ourselves. Hence the reason we might want to use some caution if we don't necessarily want to rub people the wrong way this week, or it is not how we want to express our emotions. But if it is how you want to express your emotions through the throat center in a more emotionally charged manner, then this may be the week for you. It is always on us to decide if we want to lean in to the energy or if we want to reject it for the week. And the circuitry for this gate is the individual intuitive circuit. So a lot of high emotions that have to do with this circuit, and a high emotional and very dynamic energy this week. So if you're feeling it, just know it's not just you. There are a number of people being affected by the energy, is everyone pretty much. Some of us are more affected than others, depending on if we already have this gate in our chart or if we maybe have the harmonic gate, the 22 in our chart. So you may feel this energy a little bit differently. So what can we do this week? What strategies can we use for this gate? So this gate carries manifested energy. So it requires us to communicate and inform others about our feelings, about our ideas, and what our definition of success may be, and requires us to wait till we're in the right mood and get the right recognition from our environment. There's nothing probably worse than expressing your heart, expressing your emotions, and feeling like you finally have a way to express those emotions that may have been pent up, and then for them to be rejected. So make sure you're in the right mood. Since this is embodying emotional energy, you want to make sure you're on a good part of your wave. You don't want to be too high on your wave. You want to make sure, or too low on the wave. You want to make sure you're in the right mood and that what you want to express can be conveyed. So when we activate this energy, you know that we've exhibited a powerful ability to communicate our emotions, even artistically or poetically. Yesterday, I got invited to a open mic, so I actually started thinking about what I could do at this open mic. Do some freestyling, and I think this week I'm gonna work on a comic set, my first 5-minute comic set that I've been thinking about for a while, and do this at the open mic. So, I'm finding a way to express myself artistically and poetically using comedy. And also this week we can inspire others. So here is where my mic battery ran out. So I reviewed the video when I finished to find out that at this point where we're talking about being honest and expressing your emotions, my battery went out. So it is all good because we are officially back and we are going to pick up where we left off with Gate 12, and we're talking about inspiring others with our honest emotions and creative output. So I'm here being completely honest that there's about 20 minutes of this video that didn't have any sound, and not exactly excited about it, but it is what it is. We're gonna finish up with Gate 20, and as you can see, got my nice fresh cut. I'm looking a couple years younger, just a couple, without all the gray. And yeah, so we're back walking through the park and talking about Gate 12, caution. It's not sitting in stillness, but it does have the theme of stillness. It is the gate of standstill, and we were talking about inspiring others, and we're talking about emotional, honest expression. So let's talk about in shadow. So the shadow of this gate, you may struggle with vanity, or you may have some impulsive speech that may hurt others with the sounds that are not the sounds. The things that you say can come out differently to different audiences, so you may want to be careful what you say, particularly because we do have an emotional connection this week with Gate 22, which we'll talk about a little bit more near the end of the video. But Gate 22 allows our emotions to connect to Gate 12 and be manifested through our throat. So in shadow, there's also an excessive focus on self, leading to the loss of our genuine connections with each other and leading to a loss of influence. So the things that we need to work on, things we need to transmute during this week, is to move away from arrogance, move away from our ego and using our words as weapons, and move towards using our expressive speech, using our words to uplift, to empower others, versus using our words to cut, slice, and dice other people, which at times, particularly during this week, you may find that it's easy for you to do. And we also want to transform our emotional outbursts into efforts that foster genuine connection with others, and also is useful to help us grow as a collective. We also want to work on strengthening and cultivating our self-love and learning to express our emotions authentically. And you'll really focus on preserving and nurturing our emotional insights and sharing them artistically. Now, right now, the Stanley Cup playoffs are going on, and the Panthers are doing their thing. I'm outside their new practice facility in Fort Lauderdale. It's really nice in there. But they're in the finals, and I think they're 3-0, so they might win it here shortly, and we may be at a parade. So, a little quick note on my walk during the park, which is interesting that the actual Panthers practice in the park across the street from my apartment. All right, so how do we activate this energy? We want to engage in creative activities, journaling, painting, singing, to express built up emotions. So if you go back to me talking about participating in the open mic. That's going to be a way for me to express some of my built up emotions, pent up emotions. And I'm going to write a set, so something I haven't done before. So I've been thinking about, well, what kind of things can I write about that are funny, and there's a lot of things that's happened to my family that I could definitely create comedic routines around. One, the simple one, and I'm not going to get into it here, and probably don't think this is too funny, but my dad got kidnapped. And my dad got kidnapped. He's fine. They arrested the guy. Him and my uncle got kidnapped. But luckily they got kidnapped by the worst kidnapper ever, who forgot to take their phones. So they just called the police when they kidnapped. So there's things like that that's going on or happened in my life that I'm going to use to inspire me to be more creative and to, express things like that through comedy, or singing, freestyling is something I'm good at. So using my creativity that way. And also, we want to practice being in the right mood before we speak and using our words intentionally. That's a big one. Making sure that our words are in alignment with our feelings so that we don't say things that we don't mean or things that we don't want to really say. If you have gate 22 in your chart, like me, 22 is the harmonic gate for this week. So channel 12 or gate 12 is off of the throat chakra and connects to gate 22, which is on the solar plex. And with those connected, this week, the gate 22 is the harmonic gate to 12. So now we have that whole channel filled in this week. And so for me, or maybe also for you, also for Ebby, who was in the video last week, he has gate 22 as well. It's going to be important for us to be wise and cautious about what comes out of our mouths at this point in time, because gate 22 definitely holds some more darker energies, but it also holds some very, very bright, enlightening, and brilliant energies on the opposite side. And a lot of times these energies don't necessarily have a way of breaking through, or you may not have a way to normally express this energy. But this week you may find that it's very easy for things to come out. So we want to make sure that what we are expressing is to our highest desire, and we're not expressing those lows on our pattern, on our wave, if that's not really how we feel. So with the 12th gate, we also have the potential for immediate manifestation if you also have gate 22. And so earlier this week, I have been doing contemplation on different projects that I have coming up that I wanted to work on, but really wasn't feeling a lot of it. So on Wednesday this week, I just decided to take a break from looking at projects. And even my wife was like, you should probably take a break. You don't have to look for a project, something to do every day. So take a couple days and really set an intention for the type of projects I wanted to call in, the type of work I wanted to come my way. And what I set, the intentions that I set, was around finding something. And lo and behold, the day that I'm absolutely not doing anything, the day that I've given myself to be at a standstill, so beginning of this week, I was even feeling the energy before this week started of gate 12 because it's activated already in another planet. I was already on my I'm chilling right now energy. And what do you know? I look into my email yesterday and there are opportunities in my inbox waiting on me. There's multiple people reaching out about the same opportunity to me. So sometimes you don't have to go out and make it happen. Sometimes you can sit with and follow the energy that is present, and the universe will deliver. And so that was, to me, really the immediate manifestation potential of having this channel with gates 12 and 22 arise and play out in my life. Also, something very interesting about gate 12, and this is just for human design gates in general, there are 6 lines or 6 themes every week for each of the energies that we are feeling. And with the sun gate, or with the gate in the sun, this week's gate 12, the energies of each of these lines last about a day, right? So a day of the week. So was doing some study last night on human design, and I go and look at different blogs, different content on the energies, get a feeling what others are talking about, and come to read about line 2. There are 6 lines. They go 1 through 6 and roughly correspond with the days of the week. Line 2 is all about purification and rigorous withdrawal from negative influences. And I am one who does like to read the news. I don't necessarily say I get caught up in it consciously. I like reading headlines, seeing what's going on. But I also had been feeling a lot of subconscious blocks recently. Couldn't quite put my finger on it. I didn't seem to be putting anything in my diet consciously that was having me feel that way, but I do read the news. So yesterday I deleted all news apps from my phone, the ones that were left. I stopped going to the news headlines that I read, and honestly, I've been waking up feeling a lot better the past 2 days. I think even though I'm just reading the headlines, that energy does seep in, because whenever you go to the news, what leads, if it bleeds, it leads, right? That's the words I'm looking for. If it bleeds, it leads. So typically, even if the news down the page is good, the first page is all about somebody who got killed, somebody doing something nefarious, war this, things like that. Which, I'm not saying any of those things are good or bad, right? But the influence of that and the feelings of that is not something necessarily that I need in my subconscious. And so I got rid of and deleted all of those, right? So, I had to get back to discipline around making sure that my state is pure, and that my expressions that I'm leading with, or the expressions I'm bringing in, are with caution, right? Standstill, caution. And I'm like, stop that, stop. I don't want that. I don't need to go near that anymore. And the last couple of days, I've definitely been waking up a lot more refreshed and not having the same, I'm gonna call it negative feeling, non-positive emotions that I was having upon waking up last week. So definitely in tune with the energy of the line 2. And I've also been thinking about doing more content, more videos around, reflecting on each line day, right? So tomorrow will be line 3, and I've been thinking about how I can incorporate that into my community as well. If you're interested in hearing more about human design and how the energy of the day is affecting you, is affecting me, and how we can use it to our advantage, sign up for the community beta below. All right, so additionally, we can work with a coach, work with me, or not work with me, but work with somebody to bring your brilliant ideas into reality in a way that is suited to you, where you can manifest in a way that you desire, and explore practices such as visioning, doing journey maps, journaling. And if you do work with a coach, work with them on have them help you, if I could talk, set that vision so that you are less into your emotional reactions and more into manifesting with those emotions. All right, so we covered gate 12 today, all about caution, standstill, all about mastering the balance between our feelings and how we express our emotions. This gate carries powerful energy for artistic and poetic communication, emphasizing the importance of timing and mood. And this gate calls for us to reflect deeply on how our emotions influence our speech and how our creative outputs are shared with the world. We also want to think about expressing ourselves authentically and with empathy. And individuals who do have this gate can make a profound impact on their surroundings, fostering a deeper connection with our community, with our tribe, and also with ourselves. So that wraps us up for gate 12, caution, standstill. Feeling this energy this week, I have been embracing it. As I mentioned, thinking about how I can poetically express myself, and that's really gonna be comedy. Obviously, this YouTube channel as well, and my other work, but really looking at creating a comedy set. Laughter is the one language that is the same in all communities. I'm pretty sure even before there was language, there was comedy. You can be funny without saying a word. If you've ever watched Mr. Bean, that guy is hilarious, but hasn't said anything at all. So, yeah, gate 12, caution, standstill. Definitely a standstill week for me. Been also making sure that I don't lean into any shame, guilt, or fear around being at a standstill, thinking I have to do things and that I have to be making moves, because the energy this week right now is the standstill. So I'm evaluating, and even when I'm standing still and I may feel like things are not happening, things are happening. Opportunities are showing up in my email. I also had an opportunity to do a human design workshop coming up. So, for a week where I'm supposed to be standing still and being cautious, I'm actually finding that opportunities are blossoming. So hopefully you're feeling the same way this week. Just remember that it's because you're stopping, standing still, contemplating, doesn't mean that you aren't doing. And we're not all here to do. Sometimes you do have to balance going out, taking action, with standing still, reviewing where you're at, and making sure that the direction that you're going in is where you want to go. So that's it for gate 12. I'm going to go to the crib after finishing up the walk in the park for take 2 of this video. And as always, have a good day.